we'll start with our big toes together, knees wide, coming to the back of the mat for your child's pose, pressing your hips back to your heels, forehead down, and stretch your arms out in front. Just start to connect to your breath here, finding your Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose, slightly constricting the back of your throat so you can hear the sound of your breath, and work on making your inhales and exhales even longer so you can use that breath throughout the practice. Walk your hands over to the right side of the mat and place your left hand on top of the right, creating that little stretch to the left side of the body. And then walk it to the left side, right hand goes on top of the left. Now bring it to center, come up to a tabletop position to your hands and knees. Inhale, drop the belly, arch your back and gaze up, cow pose. Then exhale, tuck your chin in and round your back for cat pose. Inhale as you arch, just creating some movement and some space in the spine. Exhale as you round. One more time. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. Good. Find a neutral spine. Step your left leg to the side. Gate pose. So you're standing on the right knee and the left foot. Left hand on the left leg and reach your right arm over your ear. Create a little side body stretch. And lift up, switch. Bring your left knee down. Step your right foot to the side and then take that side stretch to the other side. Good. Come back to your tabletop position. Reset. For thread the needle, peel the right arm up and thread it all the way through. Put your head down, walk your left hand forward, maybe crawl it a little bit over to the right. And then back up to tabletop, switching sides. Peel your left arm up, thread the needle on the other side, walk that right hand forward, maybe a little to the left. Good, back to your hands and knees, tabletop position. Now opposite arm and leg, right arm forward, left leg back, using your core to balance. Exhale, crunch your knee and elbow towards each other. Inhale to extend and reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. One more time, knee to elbow. And then you can extend it out and hold it here or reach around, maybe grab your foot and find a little back bend there, kicking the foot back. Good, stretch it out, place it down, switch sides, left arm, right leg. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Good, one more time, knee to elbow, and then extend it out and hold and work the balance or bend the leg, try to grab your foot, kick it back for a little back bend. Nice, stretch it out. Place it down, and then we'll come into our first down dog. Plant your hands shoulder width, tuck your toes, lifting your hips up, your feet hips width. Walk out your down dog, bend your right leg, bend your left leg. Just pedal it out a few times, maybe move the arms, move around, anything that feels good. When you're ready to settle in, you're trying to shrug your shoulders away from the ears, press the chest back towards the thighs, pushing the weight into the heels. Walk your feet up to the front and meet your hands, ragdoll. Feet hips width, bend your knees and grab opposite elbows and let yourself hang here. Maybe shake your head, yes and no, relax the neck. And you can sway a bit side to side, shifting the body weight from the right foot to the left foot, or forward and back, shifting from the balls of the feet to the heels. Release your arms and start to roll yourself all the way up to stand. Good, when you get to the top, lift your arms up. Your right hand is going to grab your left wrist and pull it to the right. So you create that side body stretch again. And then switch. Left hand grabs your right wrist and pull it to the left. Good, bring it to center. Interlace the fingers behind your back or hold on to your yoga strap. Open up the chest, bend your knees a little bit, fold forward. Release your hands down. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step to high plank. Place your knees on the floor. Modified Chaturanga. Hug your elbows in and lower all the way down to the floor. Good. Inhale, Cobra Pose. Just part way up for that back bend. And then exhale down. Push up to your knees to a modified plank. Then tuck your toes under and meet back in your down dog. And as we flow through our Sun A and our Sun B, remember that version. You can always go back to the knees. You can always do Cobra instead of up dog. Or if you need to skip any Chaturangas today, you can go straight to down dog. Look forward. You can either step or hop both feet up to meet your hands. Feet together this time. Inhale, lengthen to your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now use that flat back. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center to prayer position. Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back, and then exhale, you can step or hop back. Chaturanga, now from the toes or the knees, low push up. Inhale, either to up dog or Cobra, keeping the knees off the floor if you're an up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Look towards your hands, step or hop, both feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or hop, Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale to your up dog or Cobra, finding your back bend. Exhale to down dog. Look forward, lightly step or hop to the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale to fold. Good. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, to prayer position, resetting there. We're going to go right into Sun B next. Surya Namaskara B, just one time. So from here, lift your arms up, bend your legs for Utkatasana, chair pose, knees and feet together. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And then exhale, you can step or jump back to your Chaturanga, low push up, halfway down. Inhale, up dog or Cobra. Exhale to down dog. Then from your down dog, lift the right leg up, step in between your hands for warrior one. Pivot your left heel flat on the ground, reaching the arms up, squaring your hips, Virabhadrasana A. Good. Exhale as you lower the hands back down and step your way back to Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Other side, lifting your left leg up, step in between your hands, pivot your right heel flat on the ground, warrior one, Virabhadrasana A on the left side. Good. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step or hop, both feet to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. From here, bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Good. Press to stand and bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Separate your feet, hips width, Padangusthasana. Your first two peace fingers, grab your big toes. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale to fold. Pull yourself towards your legs. You can bend the knees there if you need to, right? Relax your head and neck. Now from here, let go of the big toes. We're going to switch to Hastasana. So you bend your knees and slide your hands all the way underneath. So you might have to bend the knees a lot. You want your toes to touch the creases of your wrists. The goal of this one is to stretch the wrists, not necessarily the hamstrings. Now, if you can straighten the legs, yes, you'll get that hamstring stretch. but focus on leaning forward into the toes and then wiggle your toes around. Push the weight into the big toes, into the balls of the feet. Good. Take your hands out, shake them out, and open up your feet wider for Malasana prayer squat. Turn the toes out, bring your hands to heart center, start to open up those hips here using the elbows. Now from here, you can either stay here or you can open the arms or you can bind. Slide the right shoulder inside the right knee and peel the arms open. And then if you want to add a half bind, left arm behind the back, and you can just pause there. If you want the full bind, your right arm goes around the outside of the shin, and maybe you can clasp hands by that right hip. And then you're kind of looking over that left shoulder to the ceiling. Nice. Back to center. If you did that, take it on the other side. Left shoulder inside the left knee, opening the arms. Maybe a half bind with the right arm behind the back, or maybe reaching around for that full bind, clasping by the left hip. Good. Back to center. If you'd like to practice your crow pose, Bakasana, plant your hands shoulder width, walk your feet back in, lift your hips up, bend your arms a little, make a little shelf, and then put those knees up high on the triceps. Right on the backs of the triceps. Then keep leaning and shifting forward until you can float to one or both feet off the floor. Maybe you can hold it for a second. Maybe you can start to hold it for a couple seconds. Remember, try to get the knees closer to the armpits and not on the outside of the arms, but right on the back of the arm. At first, it's hard to balance, but over time, you're going to learn how to use your abs more and your core more. You'll have less bruises on the arms because there'll be less weight on the arms. Good. Nice, Shelby. Really good. Awesome. These are getting better, everybody, right? Each week it's getting a little bit better. That's it. When you're done playing, we're just going to meet in a child's pose. You can reset there. If you want for this child's pose, you could bring those knees all the way together and your arms alongside you so that your shoulders can really relax. Now we're going to come into our dolphin. So come up again, grab the outside of your triceps. Always good to measure it out. We're going to be using this position a lot today. So keep those elbows under the shoulders and then extend the forearms. And take a look at your forearms. They should look parallel. Palms are flat. You're spreading those fingers apart. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up. Dolphin pose, just like down dog, but with those elbows on the floor. Now look straight down between your forearms today. So don't drop your head today. Push the floor away. Make as much space between your face and the floor as you can, and then walk your feet in a little closer to the elbows and bring them right to the middle. Keep pushing the floor away. You can stay here or add on by lifting the right leg without opening the hip, and just hold for 5, 4. You're trying to build that strength in your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. You switch legs. If you had a leg up, lift the left leg up. Keep pushing the floor away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to that child's pose, knees together, arms alongside you. Tabletop position, puppy pose. So now your hips will stay up in the air as you walk your hands forward. You're either bringing the forehead down or your chin down and trying to melt your chest as close to the ground as you can. This is a really good stretch for your shoulders, but also those lats, which your lats attach at the shoulders there. Walk your hands in. Let's meet back in downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, step it forward between your hands to a low lunge. Drop your left knee down. You might need the block for this one. I have my block handy over here. If you have a block, I would put it outside your right hip on the edge of the mat. Your right hand goes on the block or on the floor. Now remember, you can adjust the height of the block over here, right? You might want it the taller way, the medium way, the shorter way. And then your left arm is going to go over your ear like a side bend. So you're doing a side bend in your lunge. So as you drop your hips down, you're adding in that side bend. That's going to give you a deeper stretch through the QL, which is that muscle in the lower back, as well as the psoas, the hip flexor muscle. Good. Now bring your hands back to the floor to frame your front foot or onto your blocks. Half splits. Straighten your right leg and flex the foot. Keep your left hip over your knee and then fold over your right leg now. Both hands down, folding straight forward over the leg. Good. Let's go back to down dog. Just plant your hands and step back and reset in your down dog. And then we'll switch sides. Lifting the left leg up, step it forward to your low lunge. Drop your knee down, move your block to the other side. So you can adjust the height of the block. It should be by your left hip. Put your left hand on the block or on the floor, or even just fingertips, right, if it doesn't quite reach. And then reach that right arm over your ear and add that side bend into your low lunge. It's just a little different variation. You're going to feel the stretch in different parts of your body than we normally do with our regular low lunge. Good. Both hands back to the floor. Half split, straightening the front leg. Flex your left foot and fold over that left leg. Rebend it, go back to down dog. Reset in your downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, step it between your hands for warrior one. Pivot your left heel flat on the ground and square your hips to the front. So we were here earlier when we did Sun B, so find that warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Now in your warrior one, interlace the fingers behind your lower back or hold onto your yoga strap. Open the chest, look up, and then bow forward, humble warrior. Your right shoulder can rest right on top of that right thigh, or you can come to the inside of the leg and maybe you can start to work your head closer to the floor, right next to your foot. Then come back up to warrior one, lift your arms back up. Now open to warrior two. Walk your back foot out a few inches wider. Line up your right heel to your left arch. Virabhadrasana B. Big bend in that front leg. Look at your right hand and flip that palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale into modified side angle. Right elbow to the right thigh. And then push away from the thigh. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Wrap your left arm behind your back for a half bind. You can wrap it to the lower back, or maybe you can reach all the way through and grab onto that hip or inner thigh area. And then if it feels okay on the neck, try to just look up to the ceiling over that left shoulder. Good. Unwrap that half bind. Come back up to your regular warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands all the way to the front, stepping back to your Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Other side, lifting the left leg up, step it between your hands for warrior one. Pivot your right heel flat on the ground. Always set up the legs first so you feel balanced, squaring the hips and lifting the arms up. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Try to put the other thumb on top. It might feel a little awkward, but that's what we want. Open up the chest and bow forward. Humble warrior. Left shoulder to the left thigh or just barely to the inside of the thigh. And maybe start to work your head a little closer to the ground. Good. Come back up to warrior one. Lift your arms all the way up. Reset there. Open it up to warrior two. Walk your back foot out wider. Line up your left heel to your right arch. Virabhadrasana B. Look at your left hand and flip that palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, modified side angle. Left elbow to the thigh. Shoulders away from your ears. And then add that half bind. Right arm to your lower back. Or maybe you can reach through, grab your hip or your inner thigh. And gazing up over that right shoulder. Undo the bind, come back up, regular warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down, step back, Chaturanga, low push-up. Good, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now bring your knees down again for a moment. We're gonna do side plank, but from the forearm. So bring your right elbow down, your right forearm down, right in the middle of the mat. Now, I like to keep my hand pointing straight forward, just like dolphin. Some people like to turn it in. If that feels better on your shoulder, that's up to you. Then stack your feet and reach the left arm up. You can also put your right knee on the floor, right, to help you balance. Or if you want an extra challenge here, float your left foot up in the air about a foot. So side plank with the right forearm down. Keep holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Put your left forearm down and then lift your right arm up. And then again, you can either put your bottom knee on the floor, you can stack the feet, or you can float your right foot up in the air about a foot and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release to a child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide, forehead down. Take a deep breath. Good, let's meet back in our downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. This time, as you step your right foot forward, stay on the ball of the back foot. High crescent lunge. Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Look at the floor. Airplane. Sweep your arms back. Palms facing down. Flex that left foot. Standing splits, lower your hands to the blocks or to the floor. Bring your nose closer to that right leg and lift that left leg higher without opening the hip. If you want to grab the ankle, right hand to the back of that ankle. Now let's try to come back up to airplane. Come up to your fingertips, lower your leg a little, put a soft bend in your right knee, and then reach the arms back to airplane. Just take one breath and take a big step back to crescent lunge. Good. Open it up. Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana B. Pivoting that back heel down. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale back into that side angle. Now this time you can repeat the half bind with the left arm behind the back, or you can go for the full bind. Your right hand is going to go inside the leg and go around to that right hip. And then you try to find that left hand. Now, if you get your hands to touch, you hold on and you pull your hands underneath your hamstring or your hip area, not between your butt cheeks, okay? And then you look up over that left shoulder. So you're trying to rotate the chest open to at least face the side wall. Once you get even more flexible, sometimes the chest will face more the ceiling. Good. Unwrap your half or full bind. Come up to warrior 2. Straighten out your right leg. Walk your left foot in 1 or 2 inches for triangle pose. Shift the hips back. Reach forward. Both legs are straight. Right hand on the shin, ankle, or foot. Trikonasana, triangle pose. If you want to use the block under the hand, the block goes behind the ankle, and you can put your right hand on the block. Now add a half bind here, just a half bind. Wrap that left arm behind your back again. Maybe get it closer to that hip crease and keep looking up. Last couple breaths. Undo the half bind, extend that left arm up, and then stand all the way up. Come back to warrior 2. Walk your left foot out 2 inches and rebend that front leg. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands to the mat. Step back, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. And we'll do that sequence on the other side, lifting the left leg up. Big step forward to your crescent lunge. Anjaneyasana, starting on the ball of that right foot. Square the hips and lift your arms up to the ceiling. Now focus your eyes on the floor. Airplane. Sweep the arms back as you float your right leg up. Palms facing the floor. Flex your right foot and square off your hips. Now try to keep that squareness in the hips. Standing splits. As your nose gets closer to the left leg, you're still trying to split the legs and lift that right leg up high, but without opening the hips. Maybe left hand to the back of that left ankle. Then lower your leg a few inches, come up to your fingertips. Put a soft bend in your left knee, and then try to come back up to airplane. Refine your balance just for a moment, and big step back, crescent lunge. And adjust if you need to help you find that crescent lunge. Open to warrior 2, Virabhadrasana B. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Left elbow to the thigh. And then half bind with the right arm behind the back, or maybe a full bind. Left arm reaching through, grabbing that right hand, pulling them under the hip or the hamstring, rolling that right shoulder back, maybe looking up, opening up the chest. Good. Undo that bind. Come back up, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Walk your right foot in 1 or 2 inches. Shift your hips back. Reach forward. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left hand on the block, the shin or the foot. Right arm straight up to the ceiling to start. And then we'll add that half bind, wrapping the right arm behind your back to your lower back or to that hip crease. Extend your right arm back up to the ceiling and then stand back up. Come back to warrior two. Adjust your back foot, walk it out, and rebend that front leg. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands to the front and step back. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Step your feet to the front of the mat and roll up to stand. Good. Face one of the long edges of your mat. Separate your feet a couple feet apart and parallel. Interlacing the fingers or hold on to that yoga strap again behind your lower back. Open up the chest, fold forward. Prasarita Padottanasana, straddle forward fold with the hands interlaced with that chest opening. Release the clasp of your hands and just walk your hands now through the middle, right through your legs, fold a little deeper. Walk your hands forward, find a flat back, put a little bend to both knees, hands to hips, slowly stand it on up. Now, if you have a wall or a door handy, I'm going to use my door right here. I'm going to move my mat up to that door. And if you have your yoga strap, take your strap. If you do not have a door, you're going to do dolphin pose in the middle of the room like we did earlier. For those that have the door or the wall, we're going to walk our feet up the wall. So I'm going to first sit down with my butt all the way up against the door, right? My back up straight here. My legs are out straight and my feet are flexed. And then I take this yoga strap and I just lay it down right by my heels. That's just to measure it out so I know how long my legs are. Now, where my strap is, that's where I'm going to put my elbows. Okay, so I put my elbows on top of the strap, measure it out like we did for dolphin in the middle of the room, right? Then extend my forearms. So my forearms are parallel and I come into dolphin right here at the wall. Then I try to walk my feet up the wall and get my hips right over my shoulders. So I'm trying to make an L shape with my body. This is the L shape forearm stand. It's all about building strength in the shoulders. So I don't want you to collapse, right? You have to actively push the floor away. Keep your eyes looking straight down in between the forearms. That's going to help keep your head off the floor and keep pushing the floor away. Let me watch you guys. If you don't have the wall, repeat your dolphin pose in the middle of the room like we did earlier and practice lifting one leg up at a time, counting to 5 and putting it down. If you have the wall, see if you can count to 10 in your head, right? Or longer. And then when you're ready, you can shake out your arms. We're going to do another variation though. Nice, you guys. Jade, I think, oh, I'm sorry. I thought your foot was on the wall. Never mind. It just looks like it is. You're good. Let's see. Nice, Shelby. Good, L. Good, Melanie. Samantha, see if you can get a little closer to the wall. You're a little far away. Be closer. Yeah, for Sam. Yeah. Destiny, good. Brittany, good. Liz, good. Some of you I can't quite see, but that's good. All right, come down, shake it out. We're going to do it one more time. Let me see if I can get you guys a little closer. So I'm going to move my camera closer. Now I'm going to lift one leg up. So I'm going to set it up the same, right? My elbows are right on top of my strap where I had it before. And this is only if you feel comfortable. If this is hard and it's kind of shaky and you want to just stay here, stay here. But if you feel good, you're gonna lift one leg up in the air, but my other foot, see how it's flat on the wall? I'm lifting away from the floor, pushing the floor away, not sinking, pushing the floor away. Count to 5 in your head, and then lift the other leg up. Okay, if you feel comfortable there, that's the next step. If not, repeat it just one more time, the regular version with both feet on the wall. Good, nice, Liz, that's it. And again, that key is that strength in the shoulders. Really strongly push the floor away. Make as much space between your face and the floor as you can. And you want your eyes, your gaze, looking straight down either between your elbows or your forearms. Yeah, because when we turn around in a moment, that's going to help you out. Once you've done both sides, you can, rest, shake it out. You can move your strap out of the way because we won't need that for the second part. Okay, now, last version that we're going to do. So again, if you're still in the middle of the room, you're still going to do Dolphin Pose, or if you want to jump in the middle of the room, you can, but I usually recommend starting at the wall. We're going to turn around and face the other way. The closer you are to the wall, the easier this is going to be. So it's a forearm stand, right? Like a handstand, you're standing on your hands. A headstand, you're standing on your head, right? So this one, we're on our forearms. So we set up our Dolphin Pose facing the wall. Again, I want my fingertips almost touching the wall or the door because it'll be easier. I walk my feet in. I lift one leg up like standing splits. I'm looking straight down at the floor, not back here, because what's going to happen is you're going to accidentally fall on your head and turn it into a headstand. We don't want that. So I'm looking either between the wrists or the forearms, that general area. And then because you have the wall there to catch you, you can jump. Okay, so at first it's going to be like this, thump, thump, right? That's fine. And then over time, you'll start to be able to get a little bit lighter, right? And maybe barely touch the wall or don't touch the wall at all. So that time I went up and I didn't even touch the wall, right? And then eventually that's how you can do it in the middle of the room once you feel that you can do it without hitting the wall. Okay, so again, lift your favorite leg up. Start in that standing splits. My leg that's up in the air should be the one that touches the wall first, and then the other leg comes up to meet it. If you're in the middle of the room, you can repeat Dolphin one last time. Or you can, if you're feeling adventurous or if you're outside on the grass and you want to try it away from the wall, go for it. But because I can't spot you guys, it's a little bit harder, right? If we were in person in class, I would walk around and I would hold your legs up for you.
Your head's not on the floor, is it?
Correct. No.
It's not. Okay. Yeah, it didn't.
So you want to keep your eyes, so you can see I'm like close to the camera. I'm keeping my eyes straight down like this in between my wrists or my forearms. I'm not looking back at my feet. And so that's why that pushing the floor away action, this is really important because sometimes people accidentally fall like this and their face gets on the floor, right? So that's where all that shoulder strength comes in. So it's a lot of core, a lot of abs, of course, but also a lot in the shoulders. Give it 1 or 2 more attempts. When you feel like you've had enough, you can meet in child's pose. Keep in mind, it's a pretty advanced pose, right? It takes time. Any of these upside down poses, they're challenging. So if you like it and it's fun for you, you can practice this on your own, every day for 5 minutes. Doing that wall exercise helps you to get stronger and build that practice so that eventually you can hop up. I'm going to move my camera back. Again, take about another minute or so to play with it. If you have questions, you can unmute yourself and let me know. Good, Melanie, that was it. Good, let's start to make our way away from the wall when you're ready, and we'll meet in that child's pose with the knees together. Nice, Shelby, really good. Yeah, so child's pose, we'll bring the knees together so that you can take those arms alongside you and really just let your shoulders relax because that was a lot of work on the shoulders. So let them round forward, kind of reset here, take a couple deep breaths. And then we'll come into our downward facing dog, just for a moment, reset in your down dog. Step your feet to the front and roll yourself up to stand. Eagle pose, Garudasana. Start with your feet together, bend your knees into a little squat, cross your right leg over your left. Now you can put your toe on the floor like a little kickstand to help you balance. Or you can do a single wrap, or some people can get their foot all the way behind the calf for that double wrap. Keep your knees bent, squeeze in our thighs. Now arms out like a T. Because the right leg is on top, the right arm is going to cross on the bottom, and you can hug your shoulder blades. You could try to get the backs of the hands together, or maybe you can get that double wrap with the arms, with the palms together. So you're pushing your elbows and forearms away from you, stretching between those shoulder blades. But it's a balance pose. So arms and legs are crossed, but it's also a balance pose. Shake it out, release, switch sides. Bend your knees, cross the left leg on top, single or double wrap, or put your toe on the floor. Left arm on the bottom, hugging the shoulder blades or backs of the hands or maybe palms together. Push your forearms and elbows forward away from you to feel that stretch right between those shoulder blades, but also focus the eyes to help you balance. Good, shake it out. Now we're gonna try one more. Bird of paradise. I'm going to face you guys, separating the feet probably about as wide as your mat. Bend your legs a lot. And you might not come all the way into this next pose because we have to get the bind first. Take your right arm through the middle and around your right hip. And then take your left arm behind your back and try to clasp hands like we did in that full bind. If you have a strap, you can hold your strap here. But the more you bend your legs in that squat position, the easier it's going to be to get that bind. Now from here, work on straightening the legs, looking over your left shoulder. And they may not straighten all the way. If you're using the yoga strap, stay here. If you have the full bind and you want to try Bird of Paradise, bend your legs, walk your feet back closer together and lean into the left leg. And very slowly, see if you can come up and balance on that left leg, keeping the bind around the right leg. Your right leg can be bent, or once you're all the way up there, you can think about straightening the right leg. Again, it's a lot, right? It's a shoulder opener, it's a balance pose, a little hamstring stretch. Good, you guys, shake it out and then try both sides. So again, I like to start with the feet wide, squat a lot, and then take your left arm through the middle and around your left hip bone. Your right arm wraps behind the back and tries to grab that left hand. If you're using the yoga strap, just kind of throw it back there and hold on. And then work on just straightening the legs, looking over that right shoulder. This is a great stretch. This is a great place to stay. If you want to try Bird of Paradise, walk your feet closer together, lean to the right, and nice and slow, 1 inch at a time, see if you can stand up. Maybe straightening that standing leg, that's a hard part too. Maybe straightening the flying leg. Good, take your time, come down, shake it out, and meet in Ragdoll at the front. Bend your knees, grab opposite elbows, sway a little side to side. So we did a lot of poses to build that shoulder flexibility, but also a lot to build that shoulder strength. So it was all about the shoulders today. Now we're going to step back to plank and lay down on the floor. So just lower yourself all the way down. One more shoulder stretch. Last one. Left arm is going to go out either like a T or bend your left elbow to a 90-degree angle with that elbow straight in line with the shoulder. And then you put your left ear on the floor and push into that right hand and roll over so that you're laying on the left side of your body. You can stack the feet or put your right foot on the floor behind you like a little kickstand. Good, bring it to center, switch sides. Right arm straight out like a T or bend it to that 90-degree angle. Right ear on the floor, push into your left hand and roll over to the right side of the body. Stacking the feet or maybe putting that left foot on the floor behind you. Good, back to center, forehead down. Take your hands next to you like airplane arms, squeeze your legs together, and then lift everything up. Lift your chest, your arms, your legs, just a couple little back bends here, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, let one ear come to the mat, relax. Now you can repeat that or interlace the fingers behind your back. Forehead or chin down, and then lift back up. Shalabhasana, locust pose, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Bring your other ear to the mat. Relax. 1. one more back bend for today. Any of those two or bow pose, Dhanurasana. Bend the legs, grab the outside of the ankles. Flex your feet and knees about hips width distance, and then kick back through those shins to help lift your chest up and breathe. Last back bend. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, one ear down. Windshield wiper your shins side to side. Press back to a child's pose and reset your spine. Last child's pose. Take a few breaths there. Make your way to a seated position. Extend your left leg out straight. Step your right foot across for a seated twist. Your left arm can hug the right knee, or your left elbow can hook to the outside of that knee. Right fingertips behind you. Sit up nice and tall, lengthening the spine as you twist. Good. Now untwist. Move your right foot next to your left inner thigh, or you can move it by your calf if you need to. Janu Sasana, head to knee pose. Lift your arms up, flex your left foot, and fold to the left leg. If you can't reach and you have that yoga strap still, you can put your strap around the foot. Let's come up and switch the legs. Start with your right leg straight. Step your left foot across for your seated twist, hugging the leg or hooking that right elbow to the outside of the thigh. And then looking back if you can, using that left hand to help you sit up taller. Untwist, move your left foot next to the inner thigh or the calf. Lengthen your spine, flex that right foot, and fold forward. Janu Sasana, head to knee pose. And now let's come up and extend both legs out straight for your regular seated forward fold, Pashimo Tanasana. Flex the feet again, sit up tall, and then fold forward over both legs using a strap or grabbing onto your legs, your feet, or your wrist if you can go past the feet. And drop your head, relax your neck. Slowly come up and then roll all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees in, give a little rock side to side. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, making a figure 4 shape, and then reach through and either grab your hamstring or your shin on the left leg there. So flex the right foot and then use the arms to pull it in. So stretching into that right outer hip. Switch sides. Take that figure 4 stretch. On the other side, cross that left ankle over. Grab your right shin or hamstring. Flex that left foot and then pull it in towards you, stretching into your left hip. Good. Release. You're going to place the feet on the floor. Take your arms like a cactus. So they're going to be like this, laying on the floor, 90 degrees with your palms facing up like this. Okay, so you're laying down on the floor with those cactus arms. Then you cross your right knee over your left. Move your hips an inch or two to the right and drop your knees to the left. So it's a spinal twist with the legs crossed, but we have that cactus arms there. You can keep your head neutral. You can turn your head and look to the right. Now keep your arms where they are, but bring your legs to center and switch the cross of the legs. Left leg crosses over the right. Move your hips an inch or two to the left, and then drop your knees to the right side, keeping the head neutral, or this time turning and looking to the left. And bring everything back to center. Uncross the legs. Wrap your arms around your shins. Curl up into a nice tight little ball. Give yourself a big hug. And then let it go. Coming into our Shavasana, our final relaxation. Extending the legs long and just letting those feet fall open there. Let the arms relax alongside you, palms facing up. And take your shoulders, shrug them down away from your ears to keep the neck long. As you close your eyes, clear away your thoughts. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go, letting your muscles relax even deeper into the floor. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to bring some small movements back to your body. And maybe draw a couple circles with your wrists and ankles, moving in both directions. Maybe gently moving your head a little side to side. Anything that feels good to you. When you feel ready, we'll reach the arms overhead, reach the legs long, create that nice full body stretch, getting as tall as you can. And hug both knees into your chest and roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position. Keeping the eyes closed, use the hands to help press you up, all the way up to a seated position, crossing the legs, sitting up tall, and bringing your hands together at heart center, Anjali Mudra. And take a couple last deep breaths here, scanning the body, noticing how it feels after today's yoga practice. Take one more nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go. Lift your hands to your forehead, your third eye center, and bowing forward. Namaste.